Hey, what's up guys? So you know what, we got some work to do today. Yeah, DIY on the automobile. Let me show you what happened. Okay, so imagine this, right? It's Arizona, it's August, it's about 115 degrees, and there's heat warnings, ozone watches, everything else that would make you want to stay inside, but you can't. You have to use your car, and that means the air conditioner has to work and the windows have to be up. But this is what you get when you go to hit your button. Nothing. Your window's not working. So you know what? You realize your window regulator is broken and you have to get it fixed. I know there's just no way around it in this heat. So you go to the dealer and you say, hey, how much is it to fix this little window regulator? And they say, well, I'll give you a 10% discount, and it's still going to be about $379. So at that point is when you put on your thinking cap and you say, you know what, I'm going to learn to fix this window regulator myself. So you know what, I found the part online. I've seen them as cheap as like $45 with free shipping even. So that's really cool. And we're gonna get started on this and see what happens. And you know what? If we can't do it, we can always we always know what it's gonna cost to fix it, right? So we can't really go wrong. So let's see what we got to work with here. Okay, here's your parts list. Pretty simple. We've got a Phillips screwdriver. We've got a flathead screwdriver. We've got a ratchet, an extension, and a 10mm socket. So let's get started. Okay, yeah, so there's the box fan, and you will need that, or I will need that. It's super hot in the garage, and that's another incentive to make this fast and get it done quick. So first thing we got to do is pull this door panel off, and it's pretty simple. We're going to pull this piece of molding off. We've got a little tab that will pop out. We got a little tab. We'll put a flathead in there and pop that out. Unscrew that. It's a Phillips screw, I believe. There is a switch we got to unplug in the back. The door opener, the door pull has a little metal bar to it, I believe, and we got to unclip that. We have a screw in here, and then this is our switch panel. That's got to come out. We got a bunch of plugs to unplug in there. The courtesy light will have a plug to unplug, and then just around the door where this is, it's just little I forget what they call them, but they pop in, and you just unsnap it. And then this right here, plastic, is like the water barrier, I think it's called, but it's plastic inside there. We'll have to take that off, and we'll see what else we gotta do. I think we gotta remove the speaker too, because the window is broken in the down position. So, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Alright, let's get started here. I'm gonna start by taking this out. I know that sounded violent, but it wasn't. It didn't do any damage. These are just in there really tight. You could see they kind of do that expansion, so no big deal. That kind of got this out for us too. So that's done. Let's see, let me switch hands here. Let's get our screwdriver. And we'll get our Phillips. Doing this for the first time myself, and one-handed too, so we'll see how this turns out. Alright, let's get that one out of here. Okay, that's a Phillips. I hope you guys can see that. It's a little bit dark. Get this unscrewed all the way. Alright. Let's see about getting this guy out. Let me switch hands again. Alright, so there we go. Let's take a look at this. There's our connector right here. So I believe we gotta just push down on that. Let's see here, and put my knee against it. There we go. Alright, we gotta be careful not to drop it. We got 2 left. Alright, let's see here. So there's our little tab right here. We're going to push down on that and just ease it out. There you go. It's looking a little more difficult for me just because I'm doing it one-handed. And then this one looks like, let's see, I think we squeeze this together. This one's a little bit harder. Oh, okay. Right back there. You see it? You put your thumb on that. It should come out pretty good. There we go. Yeah, with 2 hands that would be pretty fast. Alright, let's go ahead and put that aside. And so we've got our wires, and there's that plastic barrier I was talking about. There's part of our project there we've got to get at once we get this door panel off. And so let's get this housing out of here. And you're supposed to, I think, just, yeah, there, that was easy. Did you see that? This is how it was. You just push forward and that's it. And we're gonna have to probably lift this. Oh, okay, easy. And yeah, that's super simple. See that bar, that rod to the left, it goes down into this hole right here, right there. So we just got to pop it up and out, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so yeah, all I did was basically that little arm right here, this piece hanging down, it just went right into here, and it has a little sleeve it kind of goes into, so you just have to push it out and up at the same time. So it took more than one hand. And another connector, I think I got these down with one hand. There's that little button, just look for that. There we go. And then that's that. That was really easy. We'll put that aside, and let's take a look at our door panel. The only thing I see left here is the courtesy light. Taking the camera out of focus. So I'm kind of just feeling around, seeing what the easiest place to start removing the door panel. Probably over here somewhere. Alright, there's a little notch right here. I think I might put my flathead in there. Yeah, you won't see any paint damage over here anyways. And I don't plan on damaging the paint, but there we go. Let's get that first pop going. So now I'm gonna try to There we go. I'm pulling with my fingers and pushing with my thumb. And we just want to get that pop. And the bottom is a little bit difficult. And then you can see up at the top, we're just going to lift the door panel. See, we're just lifting it straight up. You just grab right in here if you want. Back up a little bit. Get it off of the door lock. And just gently let it down. And you'll see, just keep holding on to it. You'll see we got a couple more electrical connections. So I'm kind of bracing it right there. And with my leg over here. And let's get this button removed. So that's disconnected, and then see our security light down there? Let's see. There we go. And that is a light, so it's different than the electrical snap-in, those pins. This we have to turn. And it's counterclockwise. And there we go. And it's on because I've got the key in the ignition, so I should probably take that off. Alright. Let me set this off to the side. There's that barrier, that plastic wrap I was talking about earlier. Here's our rod that does our door lock mechanism. You can see it right in there. So yeah, next step is we've got to take this off. And if I remember right, like I was saying earlier, because we'll have to take this off and see, but because the window broke in the down position, we got to take the speaker off. Really easy though. I mean, so far this is very simple to do, not intimidating at all. Let's go ahead and take this bracket off, and that's where our 10mm socket will come in. Let's see if I could set the camera down and do that. Alright, you know what, I'm going to try just holding the camera. I don't have a good spot to set it down on, but we're going to go ahead and use our ratchet, stick our extension on it, and 10mm socket. And we're going to take out this brace right here. Alright, that's loose. And let's go ahead and get our Phillips screwdriver. And we'll start on the bottom one. Take this guy out. Oops. Alright. That one's out. And see if I can get my finger on it and still hold the camera. I'm gotta hold it up right here with my finger. Don't want it falling all over the place. Alright, so it's almost out. See if I can catch everything here. Alright, easy money. So there we go. There's those parts. And let's see, next step. Let's remove that speaker. And that's pretty simple. 4 screws. Remove the lower ones first. Well, you know what? I don't like to let things hang. I'm going to disconnect that. Let's see. I didn't know it would be that easy. Let's see. It's hard to do with one hand, but I think we can do it here. There we go. Alright, yeah, I don't like to let things hang, especially on electrical. So that was easy, just to unclip that. And okay, next step is just going to be to take this barrier off real carefully, not to rip it. And I'll try to set the camera on something for that. It's not very important to see, just kind of pull it. Okay, I'm going to start pulling this plastic off. You know what? In this heat, this is a breeze to remove. All right, that should be pretty good, I think. So now we're looking for a few more 10mm screws, but I just noticed something right off the bat. It looks like the window regulator, part of the motor, some kind of housing is actually falling off. Yeah, that's all nice and greasy. I don't know, I can't really see in there. So I think that's that bolt right here, right above my finger. I need to get that guy, and to do that we have to get the window up to this level. Those bolts should be accessible right there, so I think we should be able to push it up, but I'm not sure what's going on with having that piece in there. I'm going to try to lift up a little bit with one hand here. Oh man, that thing is not budging. You know what, I'm going to try to, I think I got to set the camera down for this one real quick. Alright, so I was trying to move the window with both hands, and it wouldn't move. I wasn't trying, you know, extremely hard, but because that's never a good thing. And so I decided to look a little bit more in detail. Let me see if I can show you this. It looks like the window regulator, the motor, it completely came apart, and that is like what I'm pointing at right here. My fingernail is touching the window, which has tinting on it, and this is the assembly right there, that plastic. So I don't want to be pushing on that. I'll probably scratch the tint. So I'm probably gonna have to try to get that out of there somehow. You see down in there too, there's another part of it. Yeah, that's really hard to see, but so I gotta try to mess with that for a minute and see what's going on. Alright guys, so check it out. I've got the window up. You can see it's tinted, and I've done that with some tape. I like to use some painter's tape, but you know what, I'm all out. I don't have it on the window so it doesn't pull the tint off, but look what happened, man. I don't know if you can see the reflection, but that cable really thrashed the tint right there, so that's not too cool. But it was more work than I expected, and that was because it was all binded up. We got it out, and there it is. And you can see that cable just got spun around and knotted all up, and so it was stuck right here in the down position. Your window sits onto this part here, and this part slides like that. That makes your window go up and down. Here's the motor for it. The motor's fine. It was working. We heard that earlier, so it was obviously just this cable, but it comes as one unit. So I went and picked up another one, and it should be a lot easier to install this than it was to take it out. Just, you know, in a perfect world, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to be able to take the bottom of the window, which is be right here, and just slide it up, and where you have some bolts on here, you can see it's inaccessible until you get it right here, and that's where your extension and your socket, your 10mm socket, come into play. But I couldn't get the window to move because all this is stuck right here. It's pushing on the window, it's squeezing, it's tight. So this motor sits in the door. Let me see, like there's something like that. So I just undid the motor, these bolts here, and you'll see as I put it back together, I undid that and I dropped that down, and I took the bolts out of here and I just pushed it loose to give it a little bit of play in there, and it was really fun. I had to get a 10mm wrench and get in between here and just do it little by little, and this side was easy and that side was a little bit more painful through the speaker hole. But now that that's all done, and I don't know if that's the common, you know, what the dealer has to go through too, because I'm sure they would have charged me for an additional hour on that, so it would have been more than 400. But I don't know. Let's throw the new one in and see how it goes back together. Okay, so there might be some bolts on the old motor and the old frame right there that you're gonna have to take off and put onto your new stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and take off, it looks like these two bolts and this one up here. Okay, I went ahead and put that bolt on the new piece, and I put these two in here in the motor, and it came with the new stud. I remember here's the old one we pulled out, and because I had to pull it out, I'm thinking I should take this off before I put it in there. Alright, let's go ahead and put that in. And turn it, find that bolt, and hang that window channel, and go in through the speaker hole, get that motor, and put those bolts through. You can see them, let's see right here, and we'll drop those in, and that'll rest our motor on there. There we go. And now we can get the, we got a wire, part of our wire loom in there. So we'll get that guy to come out. Snap that in and put that right there in the body. So that looks good. Okay, so I went ahead and I tightened up these two bolts here, the hanger bolts we'll call them, on the motor, and I tightened up just snug that window channel, that hanger one. So we've got one here, it's a little off, we can fix that in a minute, that we got to put in, and then we have one right here to put in. But what we had to do real quick, or what I did right now, is you can see I've got those holes lined up where they're supposed to be. So I went ahead and I untaped my window, and I lowered it, and you'll see the window has these little fins on the back here, and that's what this these nuts or these bolts will go into. Let me get one here, and I'm using just my extension with the socket on there to get them started. Alright, that's pretty good for right now. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put in this one, that one, and this guy down here, and then we'll see what the next step is. Alright, so we've got our bolts tightened down now. Let's see, 1, 2, yeah, 3 down there. You got our motor right here, 1 and 2, and this is that new one that came on the motor, and I use that just because it came with it and we know it fits. All the other hardware came from what was already here from the factory. We've got our wire loom connected here to the motor to power that up, and we've connected our bolts right here to the window. There we go. The window is free of tape. Everything is ready to be tested. Let's go ahead and take our switch panel right here. Let's hook it up, and I'm anxious to see if it worked here. Let's see here. Get it on my knee. Let's plug this first one in. Alright. And the brown goes next. Whoa. There we go. Okay, we got big blue. Let's see how we can do this. Man, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I might have to edit this out if it's too choppy here. Let's see. Okay, and that's good. that's the courtesy light, and that one goes somewhere else. So we're plugged in, and let's see what happens. We got power. I'm gonna try the passenger side just to make sure it works. Oh, hold on, we don't have power. Let me put the keys in. Let's see. Alright, we got power. Let's try the passenger side first. Alright, we know it's working. Okay, let's try the driver's side. Let's see if we saved ourselves some money or if we made another headache for ourselves. So here's the button right here. Oh yeah, we did it. Let's go back up. There's our tape. Awesome. So we did it. Now we just got to put the door panel back on. It shouldn't be too hard at all. Let me put the camera down. I gotta unplug this, and we'll put the wrap back on. Okay, what I'm doing now is just screwing back in this bracket that's gonna hold our door panel on. Snug that up, and we got that one bolt over here on the end. There we go. So, and I put the little barrier back on. I pushed it down into this goopy kind of sealer and made sure to keep it away from our tabs. That's what we're going to be pushing our door panel back on to. And then you can see a cutout was here for the wire loom. And so we're going to go ahead, and at this point I believe it's time to well, let me put the speaker back in, and then we'll put the door panel on. So let's get that speaker plugged in. Let me probably won't be as lucky this time. Let me put the camera down. Alright. Get this guy in here. Okay, so now the speaker's in and everything should be ready to go to put the door panel back on. And if you remember when we took it off, we had to disconnect it before we could really let it hang down with the light here. So let's put that back in, and then you just turn it clockwise, and that's it, that's in there. Okay, so that wire there is for the courtesy light. We got this one connected here too, that's in with the wire loom that goes to your controls. Those are going out that little slot right here, and then you can see the controls. And we're just going to take our door panel, and main thing now is to get it over the door lock. You put your finger underneath there, and there you go. See, it comes through. And come over here and just kind of jiggle it around, and it slides right into place, nice and flush, all along the top. We want to come down here, and there's that wire for the door locks. You need to get that through here, connect that clip. Alright, and then this is what I found out after the fact, is this part swivels. It's really kind of cool. So I just have to get this into this hole, and I could throw this over it and it'll lock it in place. So I just want to kind of pull it as far as it can go, and I don't know if I could do it one hand with the camera, but you just kind of get it in, and let's see, drop it down a little bit. Oh, it's like right there. Okay, there we go. Let's see if you can see what I did. Come on, camera. So there, I got it in there, and I just gotta spin that. Spin that around, lock it in place. There you go, right there. Yeah, it's pretty out of focus, but then that goes in. Slide it back, and we'll put that screw in place. Get the Phillips out. Alright, let's do the switches. Put the front in first. Get that lip out of underneath there and just snap it right in. Alright you guys, so we're done. I went ahead and pushed that back in. I put this molding on. I went ahead and pressed all around the edges to get those snaps to snap back in for the door panel. This is all smooth up here, and the controls are all smooth and flush. So let's try this window. Yeah, how about that? Let's go all the way up. Perfect. Man, I like that. I like that. So let's go all the way down. That was nice. That was on the automatic. Yeah, perfect. We'll end with that box fan and the reflection there in the window. But yeah, okay, here we go. Look, little bit of damage right there. You see that? What can I do, man? What can I do? But anyways, overall, not a hard project to do. It probably took me twice as long just because I was holding the camera. But geez, you know what? If you didn't have a camera and you were pretty good with your hands, I would say you could get this job done in an hour easily. You know, probably less. I had to go to the auto parts store and get the part. I didn't have it in front of me. I'd like to take, you know, what comes out and match it up with the aftermarket ones if I can, so that's why I waited. But yeah, man, I hope the video wasn't too bad. I hope you learned a lot. If you have a lot of questions, shoot them over to me. I'll do my best to answer them. But like I said, this was the first time that I ever tried doing it, and I did it out of pure necessity. I wasn't gonna spend dealer prices. I didn't think it was that hard, and it wasn't. The only thing I have to do is find this little button, this little screw cover, and I'm sure that's on the ground. It's just hard work holding the camera too. So, alright, I'll see you guys later.